Company.
Tonight on CTV3 News, Diakita Vargas, the Corozal resident who was allegedly knocked down by a cop under the influence, is back at home, but he faces mounting bills. 3 weeks before she would have taken office, President-elect of the BNTU, Ruth Schuman, resigns from the position. And IMF Executive Board concludes 2023 Article 4 consultation with Belize. The report acknowledges Belize's economic rebound and strong fiscal position. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Tuesday, May 9th, 2023.
Special guest in the audience tonight, legendary record executive, Mr. Clive Davis.
My voice is gone.
What?
You start the show tonight. No talking back. I'm your mother.
There's a boy I know. He's the one I dream of.
What's your name again?
Whitney Elizabeth Houston.
Wake up! It's on, listen!
Well, I know if he really loves me.
My dream, sing what I want to sing, be how I want to be.
I say a prayer with every heartbeat.
Reach as big an audience as I can.
Common criticism of you, your music isn't black enough.
Look, I don't know how to sing black and I don't know how to sing white either. I know how to sing.
I might have just heard the greatest voice of her generation.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's got to have a hook.
A hook?
Yeah.
I'll give it a hook.
That'll be $50. Thank you. Wait, hey, this 50 is a fake.
How do you know it's a fake?
What are you talking about, sir? How can I identify a genuine note from a fake note?
Well, a genuine 50 has a watermark with the Jaguar and the written words of the 50, also a thread.
Know your money and know a fake one when you see it. Do not rely on any one security feature. Look for the clarity and quality of printing. The printed lines and colors should be sharp and clear. Feel the quality of the paper and the raised print. Hold the note up to the light to see the windowed security thread. It should form one complete line when held up to the light. The watermark and denominational electrotype. The Jaguar is the watermark in the $100 and $50 notes. The Sleeping Giant is the watermark in the $20, $10, $5, and $2 notes. The see-through feature. The parts of the design printed on the back should fit exactly within the unprinted areas of the front to form the complete design. Check the $100 note for the toucan hologram with the periwinkle flower overprint. Tilt it to see the small images of the toucan and the numeral 100. Check the $50 note for the green foil angelfish. Check even closer. Use an ultraviolet light to see the fluorescent features. Use a magnifier to see the microlettering. Tiny letters that read Central Bank of Belize and the value of the note. Stop the circulation of counterfeit Belize currency notes. Pass all counterfeits to the police at once. It is a criminal offense to hold or use a counterfeit. Be safe. Be sure. Know your money.
I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real. Something that they could see and touch.
Humans and dinosaurs can't coexist. We created an ecological disaster.
Ellie Sattler.
Alan Grant.
You didn't come out all this way just to catch up now, did you?
You coming or what?
That's another plane, right?
Not exactly.
Don't move.
And now, the hottest match of the evening. Get ready for action! Here they come. Amazing! They're unstoppable, unbeatable. They have them on the ropes. The heat rises to the top. 1, 2, and 3. They're on fire! Chiladas. Fire up the taste of Belize with the new Chiladas crunchy tortilla taco chips in its hot chili flavor. Fiery habanero brings the heat. They're on fire! Chiladas. From Snackers, done right, done here.
I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real. Something that they could see and touch.
Humans and dinosaurs can't coexist. We created an ecological disaster.
Ellie Sattler.
Alan Grant.
You didn't come out all this way just to catch up now, did you?
You coming or what?
That's another plane, right?
Not exactly.
Don't move.
Good evening. With your news, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Joanna Rodriguez. It has been over a week since 38-year-old Dieguito Vargas from the community of San Pedro in the Corozal district was knocked down over the Labor Day weekend, reportedly by a cop who was under the influence of alcohol. Tonight, his family says that with a long road to recovery ahead, the medical bills are mounting as Vargas received very serious injuries, including a broken shoulder and fracture to both his legs. This incident played on Saturday, April 29th, as Vargas was on his way to purchase bread at a local shop within the village. His family say that he was knocked down from behind by a well-known cop who was apparently under the influence at the time of the accident. The accident was witnessed by several villagers who stepped in to assist Vargas while also stopping the cop who reportedly attempted to flee the scene. The family has since made an official report to the police and are awaiting a court date. Since the accident, Dieguito has been unable to work and provide for his 8-month-old baby. His sister-in-law, Carola Witz, says the family is doing their best. However, the bills are just simply overwhelming.
Acá en la casa pues acostado, como le digo, no puede dormir ni acostado en ningún lado, nomás en una silla o embrocada en la mesa. Y pues ha estado quejándose de dolores. Hoy lo llevamos a sobar y nos dijeron que empieza descompuesto. Y el señor donde lo llevamos a sobar estaba preguntando que por qué no le han eniestado el brazo, y entonces le mostramos las heridas que tiene en la espalda y entendió por qué no le han puesto nada aún. Solo le tienen puesto una cosa para que no mueva la mano. Pero nosotros lo miramos como que pues, él se queja mucho de dolor. Como él no puede hablar, él no nos puede decir exactamente qué es lo que él tiene, pero sí se queja mucho de dolor. Y a nosotros nos preocupa y tenemos que andamos viéndonos con él, viendo quién nos puede ayudar. Pues esta vez que la clínica de San Pedro nos está ayudando. Ellos le han estado haciendo dressing, ellos han estado viniendo hasta acá en su casa de él a verlo, a estar curándolo. Todo está cayendo bajo los cargos de nosotros. Yo le comenté a la policía sobre eso, que todo está viniendo a los cargos. Todo está viniendo a los cargos. Le digo, tienen pampers, necesitan leche, necesitan esto, necesitan el otro. Todo está viniendo bajo nosotros. En eso, pues, hay quienes, acá yo no puedo decir que no acá en la aldea, hay mucha gente que ha venido, le trae una bolsa de arroz, le trae esto, diferentes cositas le traen. Ahorita el muchacho le dona a mi hermanita una, para que rifle una rifa. Y eso es lo que ella está haciendo, está rifando ahorita, para sacar un poquito de dinero, porque un nené chico es gasto. El nené toma leche, usa pampers, y es un gasto grande.
Anyone wishing to assist Dieguito Vargas and his family can reach them at phone number 664-7303. With less than a month to go before she would have taken office, word tonight is that former National Secretary and President-elect of the Belize National Teachers Union, BNTU, Ruth Schuman, has decided to resign. Schuman was elected in April at the BNTU National Convention here in Orange Walk over Dangraga's Ifasina Euphonemi to succeed Senator Elena Smith. But in a letter widely circulated dated May 8 and addressed to Elena Smith, Schuman cites, and we quote, "I tender my withdrawal as the newly elected national president of Belize National Teachers Union effective immediately. Since my victory, certain council members have been adamant in ensuring that they discredit me, and your apparent silence enabled it to escalate, which has brought great pain and suffering to my family, especially my children. Even though serving the union with loyalty and dedication has been important to me, it is not as important as ensuring the well-being of my family. I cannot continue to be a part of an organization that has principles of fairness and justice, yet the manner in which I have been treated has been unfair and unjust." Schuman's integrity has come under scrutiny for allegedly signing an agreement accepting that she had misappropriated a considerable amount of money from her private employer when she was 19 years old. Reports suggest that members of the BNTU Council of Management was opposed to her election, dug into her past, and came up with the details of the incident, which is now haunting her election. Answering reports that the union was considering amendments to its constitution which would have allowed Schuman to take office despite scrutiny over the past criminal complaint, Smith has told reporters that one person would not dictate the union's movements and a collective process would be used to consider the proposed amendments. Here is what Smith told reporters.
Remember now that as the president, we don't make those decisions. Those decisions are made, especially the big ones are made by the membership. And so whether it is that you as a president maybe have a different view or may not support a suggestion or recommendation, it is not your place to determine whether we act or not. It's the membership's position. And so I don't expect that, the leadership coming behind me would be any different. You have to do what it is that the membership decide. You are just the figurehead in terms of, leading the meetings and chairing and things like that and being the face and the voice of the union. But your work, your mandate comes from the membership. And I am sure that that will continue in that fashion.
I think the question is, if it's not concerning the type of amendments she does want to make or that she is recommending, especially considering her past.
But I think we are focusing on one person's suggestions or recommendations, if that is indeed so, because something was mentioned that I'm not aware of, as opposed to focusing on how we get to the end of that. So it doesn't matter what a person recommends. At the end of the day, it is the membership who will determine what that will look like, what those changes would be. It's not one person, right?
You said that it's under review, though, so what has the response been like?
Well, we are just going to be sending out it to the full membership now, for the membership to have their input on those. It's not for them to make a decision, no, it's for them to see and know what has been some of the suggested changes, and then they too can submit their suggestions for any amendments. And then we have we organize where those persons, either at a special conference or at another convention, where our wider membership will then get an explanation, a presentation of the entire amendments, and then say yes or no to them one at a time.
Showman contends in her letter, I cannot continue to be a part of an organization that has principles of fairness and justice, yet the manner in which I have been treated has been unfair and unjust. She also cites the well-being of her family and states that she will also step down as the union's representative on the People's Constitutional Commission with immediate effect. First Vice President Jorge Rivas, elected like Showman at the convention on April 13th, is likely first in line, but union has not confirmed the resignation nor spoken publicly about its next steps. A burglary was reported in San Pedro town on Monday morning around 7 o'clock. Reports to our newsroom is that a metal safe with an undisclosed amount of money was retrieved from Caribbean Chicken located in the Escalante area near the entrance of DFC on the island. Police were called in to respond to the incident. According to the assistant manager, on Saturday, May 6th, she had ended the day's operations and closed the office, leaving an undisclosed amount of cash in a metal safe located inside the office. On Monday, when staff members reported to work, they noticed that the establishment had been burglarized and the metal safe was missing. The matter is being investigated. The Executive Board of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, concluded the Article 4 consultation with Belize. According to the report, economic activity has rebounded strongly from the pandemic. After contracting by 13.4% in 2020, real GDP expanded by 15.2% in 2021 and 12.1% in 2022, led by retail and wholesale trade, tourism, and business process outsourcing. Real GDP growth is projected to slow to 2.4% in 2023 and 2% over the medium term as tourism returns to pre-pandemic levels. Inflation increased from near zero in 2020 to 3.2% in 2021 and 6.3% in 2022, led by higher global energy and food prices despite measures to fix domestic diesel and regular gasoline prices at the pump since April 2022. The report states that inflation is projected to fall to 4.1% in 2023 and 1.2% over the medium term, in line with the projected fall in commodity prices and global inflation. Risks to the outlook remain titled to the downside, including a sharp global slowdown, further increase in commodity prices, and climate-related disasters. The fiscal position has strengthened significantly. Public debt declined from 101% of GDP in 2020 to 64% of GDP in 2022, driven by the debt from marine protection swap with the Nature Conservancy, a significant reduction in the fiscal deficit helped by expenditure restraint, strong growth, high inflation, and a discount in the Petrocaribe debt owed to Venezuela. The primary balance rose from 8.1% of GDP in 2020 to 1.2% of GDP in 2022 due to expenditure containment, including a temporary 10% cut in public sector wages and the suspension of wage increments to 2021-2022, and a strong recovery of revenue. In an unchanged policy scenario, the primary balance is projected to remain at 1.2% of GDP over the medium term, with public debt declining to 53% of GDP by 2028. Public debt is assessed as sustainable over the medium term, although with still high near-term risks. Directors encourage continued fiscal consolidation to further reduce public debt and ensure adequate buffers to respond to adverse shocks. They called for measures to enhance revenues and reprioritize expenditures while increasing priority spending on infrastructure, targeted social programs, and crime prevention. Important measures include expanding the tax base, strengthening revenue administration, and pension reform. Noting the need to further improve public financial management, directors recommended strengthening multi-year budget preparations, fiscal risk assessment, and public investment management. Directors underscored that efforts to enhance growth should center on structural reforms to ease access to credit for micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, enhance governance, and build resilience to climate change and related disasters. They highlighted that adopting a disaster resilience strategy based on a consistent multi-year macro-fiscal framework could help to unlock multilateral and donor funding to support these efforts. Directors highlighted that implementing the planned fiscal consolidation and growth-enhancing structural reforms would also help to reduce external imbalances, improve the adequacy of reserves, and strengthen the currency peg. These measures should be supported by steps to limit central bank financing to the government. Directors encourage continued efforts to preserve financial stability and strengthen the AML-CFT framework, while noting the authority's effectiveness in resolving problem loans and strengthening domestic banks' balance sheets after the pandemic. Director cautioned that risks remain, requiring continued vigilance. They encourage authorities to complete the update of the National Assessment of Money Laundering, Terrorism Financing Risks, and the Action Plan ahead of the mutual evaluation by the Caribbean Financial Action Task Force in November 2023. Coming up next, 27 food processors, including from Orange Walk, certified in agro-processing. Stay tuned.
Students and children are important to us. That's why Mayor Lodrick Shepherd and your Orange Walk Town Council have started the construction of a new sidewalk that starts at the gate of Muffles College and will go all the way into Tate Street, passing in front of Chapel School. This will keep children out of vehicular danger, making the area a child-friendly zone. We will continue to create infrastructure to safeguard our children. We will continue to work for you and with you, because only together progress continues.
Sign up for Smart Share Plan and save big. Whether you're a small entrepreneur starting up your business, a student on a limited budget, or a family trying to save, this is the plan for you. With unlimited SMS, calls, and data, we help you save. Get up to 5 lines for as low as $30 per line monthly, only with Smart. Sign up today at any Smart showroom or sales manager countrywide. So get your business going, share more memories with friends, and be ready for the day with Smart.
Come on! When hungry or craving, when laughter or tears, enjoy the best snacking or flavors are here. Asadas, bocadas, chiladas, doradas, delicious for snacking, done right and done here.
Done right, done here.
Something's been bothering me a little. I have done all the things a wife is supposed to do. The house, the meals. Where is the payback? I'm very attracted to you.
Oh.
Would you be interested in having an affair? You two just looked at each other like you got a secret. I just don't want anybody to get hurt.
On Monday, we introduced the winners of the Women Who Boss competition, which was launched under the Enhancing the Economic Empowerment of Women in Latin America and the Caribbean in the COVID-19 post-pandemic era. Technical Assistance for Women Employment, Entrepreneurship, and Financial Inclusion project. Orange Walk's very own Yesenia Guerra placed third in the competition for her business, Yes's Cuisine, which is focused on her catering and hot sauce business. Today, we got an opportunity to sit down one-on-one with Yesenia as she told us all about Yes's Cuisine, which she started as high schooler selling fruit salads with the dream of one day owning her own restaurant.
Having a passion for food and preparing meals, I started as when I was 15, 16 years just doing fruit salads.
Wow.
So I used to do that like something as a part-time for weekends, or if an office would order me, can you do me 2-3 fruit salads? I used to do it back then as something as an extra cash for me as a student and still being a child at home. So my mom used to tell me, well, go ahead, it's pocket money for you. So thanks to my mom that she also encouraged me from back then. Eventually, after that, becoming a mom, then I did not want to go work outside. So I created my own job. I started making breakfast. I started offering in different offices and to the banks a sandwich, a breakfast, a burger, a natural juice. And eventually then people started ordering lunches and caterings, and it grew from there. I could say that I did take this as a job or something that was a very steady income for me in 2014. So then I did register my business in 2014. Although it wasn't working from then every single day. I had times that gaps I had to leave. I went to live in Kikocker, then I went to live in San Pedro. But I did not ever stop. When I went to Kikocker, I also catered one of the hotels there, and I used to cater buffet style for the weddings. So I used to be the caterer, and the hotel used to receive the guests with the weddings and stuff like that. So I never stopped. And returning back home, I came right back to doing breakfast and caterings again. If you have a passion for something, I believe, take the advantage, take that as a benefit for you.
After several years of dedication and then being met with the hardships of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, Yesenia says her dream of owning a restaurant did not pan out. However, she found another way to continue her dream, which saw the birth of her own line of pepper sauces.
2018 and 19, I only used to do breakfast and takeout orders. And 2020, when we had the lockdown, I had recently opened a cafeteria inside Dickerson Family Mart, which was only 3 months old. I used to do breakfast waffles there, sandwiches and tortas. mixed tortas, coffees, frozen coffees, and when COVID came and the lockdown, I had to go home too. So for me, and not having the opportunity to have caterings out and other stuff, thanks to the customers that I had and thanks to family and friends that I had back then, and I still do have now, they used to message me, Miss Yessie, we miss your food, Miss Yessie, we miss your flavor, your spice, like, what can we do, how can we do, we still want your food. So I started making pick-up orders. And from there, I moved on and I said, okay, well, why not do something to complement this food? And I started making them sauces to take along with their food. And I have always been doing the sauces, and I had always gotten response that, you know, your sauces, the feedback from people that your sauces are nice. So I said, one day I had a lot of habaneros at home, and I just made enough. And I bottled them, and I said, okay, I'll give you a bottle. And the response from them was, Miss Yessie, your hot sauce was so nice. And I go like, I can do it. And they tell me, can't you make more for us? Like, I want a bottle for this. I want one to send to that. And that's when I started saying, okay, well, if I already had even the labels from where I used to use in the cafeteria, the stickers of the logo of the business, I started putting them on the bottles, and then some people said, but send it to the store. It has a long shelf life.
Right.
It's very good. I mean, you know how to make your sauce very well. Your formula it's a very strong product. So that's when I started making them in different flavors. So during COVID, I still had a variety of 3 or 4 different flavors. And after COVID was when I started looking at the need of expanding. I wanted to see it now on a shelf.
But with like in every new business, Guerra says she met various obstacles along the way.
It was not easy. First, when a customer told me, why don't you take it to the stores? You know, it's a local product, and right now maybe the local products would sell, which that was still in COVID time. I did try it. I took it to 2 different stores, and the first 2 weeks were very sad, I would say. I did not see anyone sold at the store, but it did not stop there. And I would say the first step for myself is believing in yourself.
Right.
So the first step for any female entrepreneur out there, you have to believe in yourself. And if you believe in yourself, believe in your product. And it might take a little while. If you see, sometimes you take it to a store 1 week, 2 weeks, it's little time. You need a little bit more of time. After that, I did launch it out. So I believe it is a part of communication and education. I needed to communicate to my community and my persons, my family, my friends, my customers, that I had a product out there. So whenever I did launch it out in December 2021, I saw that it had a sale after that. So I believe you also need that part of social media to say, okay, hey, I have a product out here. Hey, I have something new, you know, so people can be aware that there is something out there that comes from your comes made from your hands, or comes from your business or your kitchen. And if you don't tell them, then who will tell them?
With her business up and running, Yesenia says other opportunities also become available in the form of the COVID-19 Taiwan ICDF program, which ultimately led to her most recent success in the Women Who Boss competition.
It was a Woman Who Boss competition. It was open for the persons who had already had a training with the ICDF and Taiwan Technical Mission. So if you already had a certification by this, and also I would want to say, if you do have an opportunity to enroll in one of these trainings, go right ahead. It's open for everyone. So I was one of the participants in ICDF Taiwan Technical Mission under Beltrade. So I did have a certification, and that gave me the open door to enter this competition. And Woman Who Boss, when I saw the topic there, Woman Who Boss, I said, let's see what this is about. And I did enter, I did my proposal, and I did give my investment plan and everything that it was required. And to my surprise, I was sent to the second level. And then after entering what was required there, then I was awarded third place. And I was very happy. It's something that I know I've worked very hard to be here. And I will continue working. I will not stop because I'm already this far. It's something that teaches us that there is open doors out there, Ms. Kame, that you want to find out what door is good for you and enter to that door. You know, there's a lot more inside that you don't even know that's there for you.
The hope, according to Yesenia, is to now start the process to one day be able to export her line of pepper sauces.
Being in these trainings, I would tell you, opened plenty doors for me. And knowing that Taiwan is another place that I would want to maybe start, and having my product already in Taiwan, I would envision my products also to be there in Taiwan someday, to export them to that place, to that lovely, beautiful country, because it is a lovely country. My visit there was, it was breathtaking. You could say every single place I went, I fell in love with. And knowing that they also love hot sauce like we do in Belize, I have several persons who did get one from Taiwan. I got feedback from them, and they say, where can we find it here? So I'm currently working on sending some in November for an expo, and looking what that future is for me there. So if there is a more of an open door to export, let's say, in Taiwan, then I would want to take that opportunity and have it sent there. So I'm now working here. Currently, I'm working on doing gift boxes. I have 8 products on a gift box, and I'm also sending those out to different places in the U.S. And I'm also having them sent down here in the country through BPMS. So if you want a gift box, you can set in your order. The gift box is of 8 hot sauces, all different flavors. And it's lovely to give a set of hot sauces.
Right.
You know, it's not just a gift, or not just something that you would want to give, like a perfume or something like that. It's actually flavor, love, and passion in a bottle that you're giving.
In the meantime, however, here at home, Orangeokeños can expect new and exciting flavors, including a heart-healthy sauce, which is both delicious and nutritious.
It helps with circulation. It helps with lowering triglycerides, cholesterol, and helping more with the regulation of your pressure, high pressure, low pressure. And also, if you want to burn some extra calories, if you are doing a workout, you might want to consume a half spoon or a spoon of this cayenne pepper in your food or in a drink. So you can have your orange juice and put 1 spoon of this cayenne pepper in your orange juice and consume it right before your workout, or in just a glass of water. So the benefits of cayenne, we want to speak a little bit that it is a heart-healthy product. It's made with heart-healthy ingredients. So look for it. I will be having out some more made for Orange Walk. The People Store has, and the pharmacy behind Shell One Stop, DR's pharmacy, also have available. It's a little bit more pricey because of what it takes inside, what ingredients it has, but it's something that you would want to consume, and it's not just a spice that you're consuming. It's actually something that would help you make your health better.
Exactly. All right.
There is positive news coming out of the Public Utilities Commission tonight, as the announcement has been made that your lights can remain on for the same price. The mean electricity rate, MER, paid by customers remains at 0.39 cents per kilowatt hour, with no changes planned through mid-2024, according to the Public Utilities Commission, PUC. That is the regulator's initial decision on the annual review proceeding, ARP, for Belize Electricity Limited, BEL, issued on Friday, after it ruled that adjustments in various collections would be made and the results collected over the 5-year full tariff review period, FTRP. Most customers under the residential band pay a sliding scale of rates from 33 to 43 cents per kilowatt hour, and the social customers pay 22 cents per kilowatt hour up to 60 hours, after which they move up to the residential rate. If there is no objection by BL, the decision becomes final in a few weeks. Amalia Mai, CEO in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Immigration, Honorable Jose Abelardo Mai, Minister of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise, and members of their respective ministries today hosted participants who concluded training under the Empowering Women and Youths to Generate Income through Agro-processing and Value Addition of Locally Grown Seasonal Fruit and Vegetable Project. Some 22 women and 5 men completed the training. Amalia Mai, CEO in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Immigration.
We at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and I'm sure I can say this about the Embassy of Taiwan and the ICDF, we put our heart into this project because I think there is no greater contribution, aside from the other work that we do at the Foreign Ministry, but to recognize the women and to open up new opportunities for them, for you all, for you to be able to have a better life, for you to be able to support your families, for you to be able to support your friends, your communities, and by extension, the economic development of Belize. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for you. And when we signed off with this agreement with the government of Taiwan, we knew that it would take some hours, some time, but the importance and the benefits that you're enjoying today are wonderful, and I think it places you, participants, in a better shape, in a better space that you can do far more for yourselves. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade and Immigration, together with the Embassy of Taiwan, launched this project due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the negative effects it was having on women and on young people. It was developed recognizing that MSMEs were especially hard hit, particularly those headed by women and youth. And in light of the important role MSMEs play in our economy, the project's focus is on retraining and strengthening female and young entrepreneurs and supporting the institutions that assist the MSMEs. As such, this project has partnered with the Ministry of Agriculture to help mitigate our country's needs to focus on strengthening the agricultural sector and diversifying foods for consumer choices.
Wincy Baiza was among the 22 women participants that took the 2 weeks training, which for her was both empowering and mind-opening.
Well, it was 2 weeks. A lot of information was shared, especially from Ministry of Health and Baja and Bureau of Standards, of all that we need to have in place to do our products more quality standards, I would say. But it was good, it was fun. You get to know people from all over. The training was good too. We did tomatoes, papayas, pineapples, fruits that we can get here and that we most of the time have overs, you know, and sometimes they just spoil and waste. So we have this opportunity to be able to bottle them, do jams, preserves, either for our use and to furthermore sell into the public. Well, if you were at the nuts last week, we had on display whole tomatoes. We had pineapples in chunks. We had tomatoes in pasta. We had salsa casera. And we had jalapenos, because we have jalapenos now here. And so we had them in nacho style. Whole jalapenos for your escabeche, famous escabeche down north. And the tomatoes can be done in different ways. So we did the pasta, and the pasta can easily be turned into a ragu sauce or an Italian sauce for your pasta or whatever.
For Julie McRae, who has her products in more than 24 stores countrywide, she now looks forward to returning to St. Helena and put into practice all she has learned.
This was a very, very beneficial course for me. Learned a lot from Baja Public Health regarding exporting and what needs to be done and how to get HACCP approved so I can start exporting. Right now I need a bigger facility, a bigger kitchen, be able to hire some people and have the facility HACCP approved in order to export to, I'd like to start with the CARICOM and then move on to the US and beyond.
You're doing this by yourself right now?
Right now it's just myself and my husband doing it all. That's labeling the bottles to cooking, chopping, cooking, bottling, weighing each bottle, the whole thing.
Participants are expected to return back to their respective locations and pass on the training knowledge to their peers. Softball in Belize has been an upcoming sport, and more students and youth are becoming more engaged in the discipline. With that in mind, the Belize Softball Federation donated 3 sets of softball equipment to 3 schools in the Corozal district, namely Louisville Roman Catholic School, San Narciso Roman Catholic School, and Santa Clara San Roman Catholic School. Each set kit of donated equipment consisted of 12 softball gloves, 6 11-inch softballs, 1 equipment bag, and 1 batting helmet. Each kit also contained a laminated guide of how to take care and maintain the softball gloves. The kits were made possible through the kind donation of Roque Ramirez, whose family is originally from Louisville in the Corozal district. In addition, the Belize Softball Federation also made delivery of equipment consisting of softball bats, catching equipment, batting helmets, softballs, uniform pants, and a small number of softball gloves to the Corozal Catholic Primary School's Sports Committee. The donation was made possible through dialogue with Pitchin, a baseball and softball U.S.-based organization, with the goal of reviving softball in the Corozal district with specific emphasis on primary schools. In the near future, BSF officials and players will engage in several training sessions. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Wednesday, May 10th, here on CTV3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/CTV3BelizeNews or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.